decent number of the parts for Green Grocer rounded up here. I did skip past some of the plates and tiles when I was picking earlier. So I'll show you a little bit of picking, and then today the plan is to do a little bit of building if I can find a base plate. But it looks like I've got some probably start with 1x1 and work my way down. About a page worth of tiles, page and a half. Alright, about to kick this into gear. I've got probably 95% of parts rounded up now. Instructions ready to go. So yeah, a little build area. Go ahead and get started on the first floor. Should have enough to get up to probably the top awnings, kind of that first part of the building right here where it's got that layer of tiles, and then I will be short a couple pieces. Probably need to make one more bricklink order with some of the specialty parts. Some of the stuff that I redid in my slight tweaking of the build, you know, parts that weren't in the original set that I wanted to do a little bit differently. Some of those I don't actually have on hand yet. And then some of the special 1x2, I still need a few more of these guys. Just hard to track down the total quantity required, even though I did get the number down from 56 to 48, I want to say. So I don't need to buy quite as many, but I still don't have quite enough. Those are more in the top two floors though, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on the first floor and then see how far I can get before I run into missing parts. Alright, not bad for a couple hours. I'm about as far as I can get at the moment. I need to get some more of the dark blue gray door frames. So there's one for the door, two for the front windows, and then I used the two I had on hand in the mail room and at the back door. So the dark bluish gray, not as common of a color. I've got a lot of the black door frames, a lot of the white, but I am going to try to use the correct color. I think I have some. Got to go round them up. I got the prints. That was from a bricklink order, so I do have those 3 printed tiles. They were actually in another Viking set, so they are not exclusive to Green Grocer. That helps with the price a little bit. Yeah, they're still kind of expensive, but probably not as much as they would be if they were only in this set. Actually not too bad usage of the 2x2 dark bluish gray, which I am running very low on at the moment. So because of the tan checkerboard pattern, that kind of pushes out into the sidewalk a little bit and you end up with only one row. So this entire set only uses 12 of those. At least my optimized version does. I think the original does as well. Couple things that I have been updating as I build, just things that weren't around when this set was released. The inside corner tile does exist now. So instead of putting a 1x2 next to a 1x1 and kind of having a line break, I am trying to keep things, you know, aligned to the grid, so the modular standard kind of has this 2x2 tile grid, unless it has a different design or a different pattern. But everywhere else it seems to follow this pretty well. There's going to be a lamppost here, so that'll be covered. And then as you go around the corner into this little alcove with the detail, that would be a full tile except for this corner piece right here. So to use that 2x2 corner, I think looks a little bit better. The other things that I've been changing on the bottom here, the dark green Technic brick with the hole, so this piece except in dark green. It's actually pretty rare. That was just in like 1 or 2 Viking sets. What I do have is the Technic piece with the cross axle receiver. The original set just used a black version of this piece, the black color there. Didn't look the best because the rest of the base brick is the dark green, so I kind of wanted to have something with the dark green in here. I do happen to have 3 of these with the cross axle, and then the final corner I ended up using a 1x4 with 3 Technicals. So I'll probably leave these in until I come across another one of these guys, or even better would be the dark green version of this piece. Not holding out hope that I will find that anytime soon. It is pretty rare. But I put this one out here on the end. It'd be pretty easy to just pull these up and swap that out if I come across one. I also have embellished the vine on the back. So the original set just had these 2 crawlers, and I thought that looked a little bit bare and plain, so I have utilized the pretty recent leaf piece. Did a Hue Tap special deep dive on this element in particular, and I have used that in combination with some of the other recent plant parts to kind of really, you know, grow that out a little more, make it look like it's actually coming from the ground and working its way up the side of the building instead of just tacked on there like it was originally. In the shops, pretty much original. I need to build the counter for the clerk, but I did put the 1x1 milk print in the refrigerator. Don't know if that was around in 2000, what was this, 2008 or 2010 when Green Grocer was released. Would have been close to that time, but they didn't put it in the original set. I always thought, you know, we've got a little refrigerator here stocked up. You need to put the milk 1x1 in there. So, decent progress here. That's where I'm going to leave it for now. Round up my door frames, and my 2x6 light bluish gray bricks are not here for some reason, so I need to go get more of those, finish the steps across, and then I can tile the top row of bricks. This kind of works its way out into the window, the bay window. Get these windows built up, and then there's all the awning on top. I need to get 2 more of those 1x3 bows in blue so I can build that awning. Those might be in my unsorted pile yet, so I should probably be working through that before I start building, but I have enough parts to really get a good start on it, as you can see, and seems like it's going together like it should. So cross-referencing the original instructions with my optimized, I have been changing out a few things in the sidewall with the light bluish gray. It's really going to get messy in the next 2 floors with the sand green, where everything is completely different because I do not have any 1x8s. So I'm doing everything 1x6, and where'd they go? Over here. 1x4s. No 1x8 sand green bricks in this Green Grocer, but it's still going to work out. I think I've got all the pieces for it, and it's going to slow me down a little bit because it's not going to be from the original instructions. I'm going to have to go back and reference my studio model as I do that, and yeah, that just slows down the building process. Alright, one last detail before I cut it here for today. The clock attaches to the wall, and now in the original set it uses a wall bracket. Do I have that pulled out somewhere? Here we go. So yeah, Green Grocer, original instructions, you attach the clock to this wall bracket and then that gets built into the wall here. And it is this black color in the original set because they did not have the dark green wall bracket. I didn't really like that. I thought it looked better to just stick the clock on the wall. And you can actually do that and center it on the stripe with the old version of the clock because it has the cross attachment. So you put these two studs into either side of that cross. This will also work with the current version of the clock where it's got the open stud on the back, and you just need to have this centered up with one open stud. So multiple ways to attach that here. Personally, I like this better than the original set. I think it just looks cleaner to have it stuck right on the wall without that unsightly bracket. Alright, well, Green Grocer going together, a little bit of my own modifications, but mostly original, starting to take shape. Definitely can tell what it is, even at this stage, and I'm excited to keep it going and build it up. That sand green is going to look really sharp. Lots of other stuff, little details that I have changed along the way. Another pretty visible change when we get to the roof, so I'll show you guys that when I get there. But that's about it for today. Just getting started on Green Grocer and slowly but surely pulling parts, getting stuff sorted, and doing projects like this. Enjoyable. Hope you guys enjoy the watch, and we'll see you next time on Brick System Brothers.